Best pump and flow. Gen 6 Fluid End Packing Installation Video. Proper packing installation is essential to maximize the lifespan of all components. Failing to follow correct procedures can lead to downtime, non-productive time, NPT, and customer dissatisfaction. Before starting, ensure the equipment is locked out, tagged out, and appropriate PPE is worn. Follow these steps closely to achieve optimal performance. Using a 3/8-inch hex bit, remove the two 1/2-inch socket head cap screws from each of the plunger clamps. Separate the two halves of each plunger clamp and remove them. Keep matching clamp halves together as a set. Inspect each clamp for wear or damage. Using the packing nut bar, loosen each of the packing nuts at least one full turn. Separate the plunger from the pony rod, being careful to avoid damaging the mating face of either component. Using the hammer wrench and sledgehammer, remove the suction cover retainer nuts from the fluid cylinder. Use the suction discharge cover puller to remove the suction covers. Slide each plunger away from the pony rod and out of the fluid cylinder through the suction cover bore. Completely remove the packing nut from the packing gland thread bore. Inspect each plunger for wear, scoring, damage, and corrosion on the hard surface area. Check for wear on the tapered plunger clamp flange and damage to the face which mates with the pony rod. The mating face and tapered flange of each pony rod should also be inspected closely for wear, damage, or cracks prior to reinstalling the plungers. Inspect each ring of packing brass for excessive wear, scoring, or damage. Remove the plunger lube fitting above each packing bore and inspect the lube port to ensure that the lube passage is unobstructed. Each packing bore and internal threads must be thoroughly cleaned to remove debris and sand. Each ring should be thoroughly lubricated with a coating of whey oil. Using a new packing soft set, install the packing assembly one piece at a time in the following order: header ring, both pressure rings, and female adapter. Care must be taken to avoid damaging the internal and external sealing lips of each packing ring. Install the wiper ring into the packing nut seal surface. Apply anti-seize to the packing nut threads and reinstall each packing nut, hand tight with the packing nut bar. Mark the packing nut location and back off a quarter turn. Coat the hard surface area of each plunger with oil and insert it into the packing. Insert the plunger through the suction bore. Using a block of hardwood and hammer or the butt of a sledgehammer, bump the plunger into the packing while holding it as straight as possible with the packing center line. Continue bumping the plunger through the packing until the clamp end nears the pony rod face. Retighten the packing nut to the marked location and recheck mark alignment after the first stage. Reinstall each plunger clamp on the plunger from which it was removed. Reinstall the 1/2-inch socket head cap screws and tighten them evenly to 60 foot-pounds. Note: the packing nut will need to be retightened following the first operating stage after the pump has been reassembled. Retighten the packing nut during routine daily preventative maintenance inspections. Reinstall the packing lube fitting above each bore. Apply a light coating of red lithium grease to the suction cover seal to aid in installation. Then reinstall the suction cover and tap it into the bore until properly seated. Thoroughly clean the retainer nut threads and internal threads with a nylon brush. Inspect for thread cracking and corrosion. If any cracking or corrosion exists, replace the retainer nut. Apply anti-seize to the retainer nut threads, install, and hammer the retainer nuts until they are tight. Mark the location of the retainer nut face in relation to the fluid end face for reference. Once the packing nut has been fully tightened, install the packing nut lock in the vertical position in between the upper stay rods of the corresponding fluid end bore. with the split ring lock installed into the packing nut adjustment holes. The split ring lock provides a snug interference fit between the packing nut lock and the packing nut to prevent the tool from dislodging during operations or transportation. Properly installed, the packing nut lock will limit the packing nut backing out during operations to 1/16 of a turn, ensuring full engagement of the packing nut in plunger packing. Best recommends reviewing all packing nuts once per shift to verify the packing nuts are fully tightened and the packing nut locks are properly installed.